Good morning, guys. Mr. T. Jones checking in on this Friday. I wanted to give a little more clarification towards the assignment that's due today in the online Google Classroom. Um, Also, want to apologize. I want to make sure, like before every assignment, my goal for the rest of the day is to create an overview for every assignment that's posted ahead of time. I just wanted to get this little warm up activity out the way. But next week, definitely going to have an overview video explaining like the assignment, any different instructions, misconceptions, criteria for success, exemplars. I'm going to make sure that's up before every assignment over the course of this digital learning phase, however long that lasts. But we're going to start by looking at the assignment that's due today, AP Land College Board Review, Rhetorical Situation Practice. The goal for this is to be able to identify a rhetorical situation in a pre-20th century text, excuse me. So we'll start by looking at this video right here. On YouTube, this College Board is doing online reviews on YouTube for specific AP skills, rhetorical situation, word choice was yesterday. They're having another one at 2 p.m. today. If you want to check that out on the advanced placement channel. So watch that video. It's about 39 minutes. Watch it, follow along with the annotations that's going on. They're using the 2014 question 2, Abigail Adams letter to her son. I think we covered that very briefly in class in the first semester, so some of you may be familiar with it. The prompt is attached both under the YouTube video, and I attached it here. So you can, it's a PDF, so you can edit it as much as you want to. There's also an AP exam practice, which has like an adequate rhetorical situation. And your exit ticket is actually to revise that exit ticket to make it more effective, more detailed. So I also include that in an overview. I'm coming back here. So this adequate exemplar is the same one that you're revising. All right, so revise that. Here's my exemplar of a effective rhetorical situation using the Kennedy prompt, Steelworkers prompt. So task 1 is to revise the adequate exemplar, which is here, so that it resembles this one here. And then task 2 will be to respond to the following question with a thoughtful, nuanced statement. It doesn't have to be like in rhetorical situation mode. It doesn't have to look like this exemplar, but just kind of discussing, like just in written form. How has our rhetorical situation changed due to the spread of the coronavirus since January? As far as how we talk about the virus, how our actions have changed, how our entire world has changed, our routines and everything, how has our situation changed? How has it dictated the way that we talk about the virus, how we talk about the world, our systems? Our educational system is being turned over on its head. It's ironic because at the beginning of the year, some of you remember that we were talking about like changing the school like process, changing the school day, the hours, changing just like the entire structure of our educational system. And the coronavirus has kind of forced us to change that. Like it's funny how it usually takes tragedy to change systems dramatically. But yeah, just respond to that question. I want to know your thoughts about like how has our world changed as far as these things, the way we talk about these systems, the way we talk about the coronavirus. I remember in January, it didn't seem like a big thing. We were focusing on so many different things. Somebody actually sent me a picture of a newspaper where Kobe Bryant's death was the main headline, and on the side it was like United States is looking at 5 cases of the coronavirus. It was in this small block on the newspaper, which shows that it wasn't presented as a big deal. Now, if you turn on CNN, you turn on anything, like it's all people are talking about. Um, So I want you to just respond to that, not in a rhetorical situation mode, but just as a response. 3 to 4 sentences. How has our rhetorical situation changed? Our success criteria for task number one, same, just identify who is the speaker by first and last name, who is the speaker's primary audience, actually name that the audience, provide some level of detail about it. Like in the adequate exemplar, it shows like Abigail Adams, a mother, wants her son, John Quincy Adams. So, son, John Quincy Adams, that is some level of detail about who Abigail Adams' audience is in this letter. But I think we can go deeper than just saying who is her son. John Quincy Adams is her son. What about John Quincy Adams? What have we learned about John Quincy Adams, either in the prompt or in the passage, that indicates more about who Abigail Adams' audience is? Identify the exigence behind the speaker's rhetoric. Um, what is motivating Abigail Adams? All right, what is the thing that's motivating her to present this rhetoric to her audience being her son? And it's identify in detail what the speaker, Abigail Adams, hopes to accomplish. All right, so she's not just crafting this letter in order to convey a position. What does she want her son to do or to feel or to think? All right, go through the prompt, go through the passage, and really identify key lines, key sections that show some level of purpose, intended purpose that Abigail Adams wants to achieve at the end of this letter, or as a result of this letter. And then, of course, identify relevant context, that context being dates, any events that are happening around this time, and some of this is presented in the actual prompt, but articulate that into your rhetorical situation. Any other questions about this? Feel free to contact me directly. Some people are texting me right now. I'll also probably be going live on Instagram. I think about I'll say 2 p.m. today, just to in real time answer any other questions you might have about this assignment. So if you are not following the T Jones AP Lang Instagram account, do that ASAPually. Any other questions? Also, by the end of today, I will post the assignments for next week. Like they'll all be posted in Google Classroom. I'll go in and upload like the videos, overviews of each assignment. I'll do that this weekend. So by Monday morning, you'll see an overview for each assignment, for each day, actually. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You'll also see the actual assignment that you need to submit on there as well. Any other questions? Again, feel free to contact me directly through Google Classroom, through text, through whatever. If you want to speak with me like face to face, send me a text. I'll put a Zoom link up on the Google Classroom, and you can just join in. And as many as 100 people can actually join in on a Zoom call at one time, so we can kind of discuss these things face to face. All right, that's it, and I am out.